What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for checking back in. Here is my current shoulder workout. I recorded a chest workout for you guys last time, and the day after I hit my shoulders, and I thought I'd get some footage and make a video for you guys so I can show you what I do on my shoulder days. This is just, one workout. I've got a variety of different routines that I do, but this is just the one I happen to do today. So I thought I'd record it and show you guys. I'm just doing some shoulder mobility work. So I just done some external rotations. Now I'm doing some rotator cuff raises, and that's just to warm up the shoulders, because the shoulders are they can be very delicate. You don't want to just go into heavy weight without warming them up. So literally I've done about 2 sets of around 10 to 15 reps with a very light weight, just 2 kg, just warming up my shoulders. I do that on every pressing day. So if I'm working my chest, if I'm working my shoulders, I do the same thing. So I always warm up before. Here we're starting with a military press. As you can see, I've just got the bar and I'm just warming up my shoulders again, getting a feel for the movement, trying not arch my back too much, making sure my shoulders are warm before I start putting on weight. I'm just rolling the shoulders forward and rolling them back as well. And here is where I'm putting on some weight and doing my first warm-up set. So the other one, always start with a bar, always start with a very light weight, just to get a feel of the movement before you actually put on some weight onto the bar. So this is my warm-up set. I've done one warm-up set of 15 reps. I've done the exercise before as well. So at this point, my shoulders are quite warm. So here's my first working set. Got 10 kg each side, so 40 kg in total. And what you want to focus on here, bringing the bar just below your chin, pressing it up straight above your head, okay? Try not press the bar forward, just press straight up above your head. I see too many people pushing the bar out in front of them, and that's not what we want to do here. We don't want to put any strain on the rotator cuff, right? We want to put all the tension onto that front delt, which is the muscle we're trying to hit, okay? So press straight up above your head. Here, I whacked on another 5 kg, so I went up a little bit in weight, got it for as many reps as I can. I think I got 6 to 8. So I was working with 50 kg there. Here, my third set, dropped it back down to getting some more volume, because I only do one heavy set, about 6 to 8 reps, just to test my strength, just to see where I'm at. And then I go back down to a weight where I can hit for 10 reps again. So here, I'm trying to not arch my back too much. That's why I've got a belt on as well. Make sure you don't arch your back. You put a lot of pressure on your lower back. We don't want that at all, okay? So try keep your core nice and tight and stand nice and straight. Press the bar straight up and back down. And here, dropped it down for my last set, and I tried to go above 10 reps, because I got 10 reps with the 40 kg. So I dropped the weight even further, and I think I went for around 12 to 15. That was my target. So that was my first exercise there. Great exercise to start off with. Here we're moving over to lateral raises, and this is to hit the side delt. You've got 3 muscles in the shoulder. You've got the front, you've got the side, and you've got the rear, okay? So here we're hitting the side delt. This is gonna give you that broadness. It's gonna make you look a lot wider through the front and the back view. So you wanna pay attention to this muscle. It's a very hard muscle to develop. It needs a lot of work. Most people struggle with developing their shoulders. That's why you might have to increase the volume. You might need to train them twice a week if you really want to develop your shoulders. They're quite stubborn sometimes to grow. But what I've learned with shoulders is it's not about heavy weight, it's about form. It's very important, high reps and good form, okay? So what we're doing here is we're actually hanging from something, okay? Now we're not standing up tall, because when you stand up tall, you have the tendency to swing a lot, to get the weight up. You see this a lot with lateral raises. You see people load up the weight and they're just swinging it, arching their back, swaying back and forth, and they're not really paying much attention. They're just giving themselves a lower back workout, okay? So what we're doing here, we're hanging from you can hold on to any object, just make sure you're hanging, and this will eliminate any swinging, okay? And as you can see here, I've got a very light weight, but you can see how much it's hurting me in this footage here. I'm coming up and I'm holding it for a split second. I'm not just swinging up and down, up and down, up and down. You're not gonna develop your shoulders that way. You need to come up, hold it for around a 1-2 count, and slowly lower the dumbbell down, okay? Don't drop the dumbbell down, because a lot of people don't realize, but muscle tears actually come also on the eccentric part of the movement as well. Okay, so when you're coming down, it's very important to control the weight as well. Don't just drop it down to your side. Okay, so we're coming up, we're squeezing our shoulders, and we're coming down nice and slow, okay? And we're going for around 10 to 12 reps each side for 3 sets, okay? And another thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that you don't want to go past your shoulders. You only want to go shoulder height, because if you go too high, you start involving your traps and you take the tension off the shoulders. We just want to work the lateral head right now, okay? The muscle on the side. So you only come shoulder height. Notice I could come higher than what I'm going, but I'm only coming to about shoulder height and I'm coming back down, okay? Make sure to do that when you're doing this exercise, right? Otherwise you're going to start involving your traps, which is not what we want to work in this exercise, right? Here I'm going into an isometric contraction, hands on the side. I'm squeezing my delts as hard as I can to promote more blood flow into the muscle. It's the time under tension with shoulders, that's what you want. So here I'm just squeezing them as hard as I can, trying to pump more blood into that muscle. You want to do that straight after your 3rd set, okay? Moving on, we're doing a seated shoulder press. Not going too heavy on this exercise because we went as heavy as we could on the military presses. So what I'm doing here is I'm lightening the weight up a bit, and when I come to the top, I'm squeezing my shoulders really hard. So I was getting a real good burn doing this exercise, okay? So we want to do this for 3 sets of 10 reps. As you can see, I've got a little arch in my back. You don't want to be overarched, but you don't want to be flat up against the bench either, okay? Maintain a little arch, retract your scapula, get the shoulders back into the bench, calm down until you feel a stretch in the shoulders, press straight up above your head and squeeze at the top, okay? So that was my 2nd set. Moving on to the 3rd, keeping the weight the same, not going up, not going down, because we already went heavy on the military presses. So we're just keeping the weight the same, shooting for 12 reps. I got 12 reps in this final set here. This again, working the front delt. So we're doing a lot of front delt work in this routine. And here, standing up, doing to an isometric contraction again, really squeezing my shoulders. I got quite a good pump at this point, squeezing them as hard as I can, holding it for 10 seconds, okay? Now we're going to another front delt exercise. We're going into a front raise. I like to personally use a cable. When I do this, I find it a lot more comfortable on my shoulders. I get a better contraction because you've got that constant tension of, you know, the weight always putting you down. So I personally like to use a cable. I'm using a rope as well because it feels really natural. I can move my hands freely instead of holding a straight bar and having my wrists in one position. You can see that I'm actually starting with a neutral grip and I'm twisting it at the top. So it kind of mimics a dumbbell as well. Okay, so that's why I like to use a rope. And here I'm supersetting it with a seated shoulder press machine. And this I'm going for 15 reps. We're doing 3 sets altogether. 15 reps on here, and as you can see, I'm not using full range of motion. I'm not locking out my elbows at all. I'm just doing half reps. I'll explain to you why in a second. Going back to this exercise here, the front raises. You want to hold it at the top for a split second, just like the lateral raises. Don't just swing up and down like using your lower back, okay? We want to come up, hold it for a split second, come down nice and slow, and repeat that on every rep, okay? So here, as you can see, I'm not locking out my elbows. I'm almost doing like half reps, which is going to keep the constant tension on them shoulders. At this point, I don't want to be using free weights. I don't want to be having to balance or anything like that. I just want to put that constant tension on that front delt and just rep it out, do as many as you can. And I was going for around 15 to 20 reps, okay, just pumping as much blood as I could. At this point, like, I've done all the heavy weights. I'm just trying to now get a huge pump, all right? And what I've done here is I actually went up a little bit in weight because I actually felt it was a bit too easy. So if you are finding it easy, make sure to go up a little bit. You've got to be challenging yourself. It's got to be hurting you by the 10 reps. You don't want to be flying through, you know, your 10 reps and just moving on, because that's not going to get, you're not going to get results doing that, okay? Final set of 15 reps again. You can see the weight there, not going heavier. I can push a lot more weight than this, but again, it's about the constant tension right now. High reps, okay? This is the high rep portion of the workout. The supersetting is just very high volume. It's just pumping blood into that muscle. And here I'm actually going to go into a contraction again. So what I've done was I dropped the weight a little bit so that I'd be able to do this, and I'm holding it in this position here on this front raise, okay? And that's just going to really pump loads of blood into that muscle just to finish off this exercise. Give this a try if you haven't done it already. slowly lower it down, and we're gonna move on to the next exercise. We're gonna do some seated rear delt raises, and you can do this standing, but keep in mind that's gonna involve some lower back, so you're gonna have to tense your core, keep your core tight. If you do it over the bench like I am here, all you have to do is just focus on the rear delts, okay? So it takes the lower back out of it, which I personally prefer because I wanna work the rear delts in this exercise. So what we're doing is we're holding the dumbbells, and as you can see, they're pointed towards the ceiling. So you're gonna raise them up as high as you can, squeeze the back of your shoulders and lower it down. Now it's gonna hurt a lot, so it's gonna be quite hard to control, so don't go heavy on it. We wanna maintain good form. The rear delts are only a very small muscle, okay? So you don't wanna go heavy or anything like that. Nice controlled movements and just squeezing on each rep. Here we're doing some face pulls. We're doing 15 reps on each superset. So here what you're gonna do is use the rope so that you can open it out as you pull towards your face. You wanna pull the rope right towards your eyes and contract the rear delts behind, okay? You can see them working here. And I actually like to take a knee when doing this exercise, again, because when you're standing, you have to sort of balance and use your core as well. It's good because you do want to get core involvement as well. Like, a lot of people disagree with me here and think, well, why not involve the core and kill two birds with one stone? But to me, I want to work the muscle I'm trying to work. I want to fully focus on it. I can work my core separately, you know, earlier on in the day or after the workout. Right now, I'm concentrating on the muscle I'm working. So I actually like to take a knee, and right here, I like to sit over the bench, okay? So this is the second set. I'm going really light. I think I'm using 6 kg dumbbells, but the burn is insane. The rear delt is so small, that's why you got to give it a lot of reps. With small muscle groups, you got to go high reps, high volume, okay? That's why I have a superset in it as well. And a lot of people don't even hit the rear delts. You have to hit them with every shoulder day, because forget about development, just in general, you could cause yourself injury, okay? If your front delts are overdeveloped and you don't hit the rear delts enough, you're gonna get a lot of shoulder pain, and this is so common. Everyone always tells me why their shoulders are hurting, and first thing I do is tell them to start doing this exercise more. Start hitting the rear delts more and less focus on the front delts, and straight away they come back, and you know, they already started to feel better, okay? The shoulder pain has gone down, their shoulders aren't imbalanced anymore, and it's just, you have to do them both, guys. You can't, I know you want to do a lot of pressing stuff, like you want to think that's the main part of the workout, but if you don't do the rear delts, you're not even going to have that 3D look of the shoulders. You're not going to have that full developed shoulder look. Sorry about my phone there. You want to hit all 3 heads equally as hard. Like this workout here was quite front delt prominent, but there are other days where I do a lot more for my rear delts as well, okay? I don't neglect them, and as you can see here, they are developed like my front delts as well. I do not neglect my rear delts. They're very important, okay? Here's my third set. Just going as many as I can now, because my rear delts are on fire at this point. So going into my face pulls here for the final set, and I think I actually do a drop set on this one just to get more volume in as well. So wherever I can, whenever I feel I can do more, I always do more. If I'm doing 10 reps and I think, oh, this weight's too light, I'll go for 15, and then I'll go up the next set and do 10. If you think you can do a drop set, do a drop set. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. Push yourself as much as you can so you get the most out of your workout. And keep your rest periods short. I kept my rest periods really short in this workout. My workouts don't last more than an hour usually if I'm hitting one single muscle. If I'm hitting chest, I'm hitting back, I'm hitting shoulders or legs, whatever I'm doing, it's not gonna last that long because my rest time's really short. Do a lot of volume, supersets, drop sets, contractions, isometric contractions, you know, so my stuff's always on fire. I get tired very quick because the volume's so high, but I get a lot of work in. So that's how I think you should train. That's how I think you should train. You'll train optimally, and that's it, guys. Going into one last squeeze to finish off the workout, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. I think I'm gonna do back for you next. If you enjoyed, please leave it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Take care.